1. Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome back to Let's Play One Piece Unlimited Cruise Episode 1. Last time, we ended up fighting against our first ordeal, which happened to be Bartholomew Kuma, one of the 7 warlords. In this part, we're going to be finishing up the Wooded Isle by heading up to where the amber in the tree is. But, when we go right here, we have enemies from the Skypiea arc, ladies and gentlemen, which means I think you can tell who our next boss is going to be. But we ended up getting an item from them, which is very good. Used for a jet dial, huh? Yes, apparently the white rocking horse was broken, and that is actually one of Nami's specials. Using the dial for himself, actually. So, with this, we can get 2 different things. We have the jet dial. We need that dial that blows out air. This looks just like it, so I bet it'd be a good substitute. And we could also make the impact dial with these. I need that dial that absorbs and then releases blows. I bet I can make one out of this. So, we have the dial fragments that we need, so we're going to need 30 of them total. Quite a bit of them. Believe me, that is a lot of dial fragments that we are going to be needing. But more importantly, we have more of these guys around here. Now watch out, these guys are more powerful than the Marines, and they are annoying in that they have, they use their, I believe in Skypiea they called it mantra, but it's really just hockey. So, let us cut down these vines right here, because once we grab one of them, I guess we don't get any of the tutorial for it. That's odd. Anyway, we're going to be using our bug catcher net now, so it's great for catching all types of creatures, and who knows, you might even catch something really rare. Yes, there are certain bugs in this game that are actually extremely rare. Why are we catching a bug right now? Because Gaburi is going to require one in order to access the next boss, so we might as well do that. What you need to do is you need to inch along slowly with the analog stick. When they flap their wings, it means they are a little bit startled, so do not try swinging your net during that time. But catch them. Brook does this weird, like, high-pitched sort of thing. But we got the swallowtail butterfly, and it ended up dropping for us some nectar. Nectar can be used for development of certain items and things later on. There's also another type of bug that we can catch on this island known as a honeybee. I'll be showing that off probably later on, but what I want right now is this fruit. That thing again. So, with the rubber fruit, we can make a kuwagata. Wow, I didn't know about this stuff. I bet I could make another giant slingshot with it. Now, what are those going to be used for, actually? Those are going to be used as waypoints for us to get back to the Thousand Sunny faster. I'll show you what one of the areas looks like later on, but for right now, we seem to have a little eye right here. Kill that right there before it causes something to spawn. What it causes to spawn is a little spitter, and they're rather annoying to deal with, believe me. So, let us... This is why I wasn't leveling up Brook all the way to his level 5, because that's rather annoying to hit with the 3rd shot. But we got a mystery egg right here, so that's not bad. Why don't we switch our crew members? We haven't switched them for a while. To actually Nami, because I didn't actually explain in the last part that while I was leveling her up, as well as everyone else, they gained some of their passive abilities. Nami gained one of hers, and that is actually the burglar one. Nami has the ability to steal items with her shaking Wiimote move, which is known as Whirlwind. Whirlwind allows you a chance at stealing items from enemies, which is very useful, and it actually cuts down on me having to fight enemies in order to get certain items that we need. We're gonna go over here this way. And what drops this thing? We got a lens, which is good. Let's see if I can steal a medical herb. Yep, I got some medical herbs. So, as you can see, Whirlwind's pretty good. Right now, her burglary is at level 2 out of the 3. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to level 3 since this is not a New Game Plus mode. I will be doing New Game Plus off-screen just to build up their moves to level 10, because that way I can just build them up to level 20 when we get to episode 2 eventually. But let's go over this way. I probably should have stayed as Baruch when it comes to running, because Baruch actually got 2 of his passive abilities. One of them is actually he's allowed to run a lot longer because running takes less SP. So that's very helpful. Now, another thing that is very helpful would be to steal dial pieces from these guys, because that's what these guys end up dropping. So I want one. Looks like they might not have any. So I better just kill them, so that I could get myself one. Ah, dang it. I was supposed to kill them while I was still in Break Rush, because then I would have been guaranteed a dial fragment. But instead, we got a map fragment. Okay, that is very well good, too. So now I can actually go into this. Ladies and gentlemen, there are hidden treasures in this game, if you possibly couldn't tell that there were going to be. What kind of treasures are there? Well, they're based on our maps that we end up finding. Enemies will drop certain maps for us over time. It's very randomized, and I believe it's a 1 out of 6 chance that they will drop a map fragment. As you can see, our treasure maps are right here, and I already have a fragment. This one is from the Navy. Now, this one is a little bit different from other ones, and why is that? There are different types of Navy, or what they're supposed to be is Marines, technically. And throughout the game, each of those different Marines will drop a piece of the map for you. As for this one, the Enforcers, which is what the people from Sky Island are, they will drop treasure map number 1. You might notice that they don't look like areas that are, you know, around us. That is because they aren't. Maps pretty much cover all 4 of the islands, and there are 10 of them total. However, if you know the exact location of the treasure itself, you do not need to have a completed map in order to find it, which is what I'm going to be doing, because it takes way too long to build up all the map pieces, ladies and gentlemen. Way too long. Even on my 33-hour file, I still have not gotten every single map piece. But I have been getting the treasure because I do know where the treasure is. Some of the treasure is going to be used to unlock specials. In fact, one of them on this island in particular is designed specifically for that. The other ones are going to be items that would be early on or impossible to make until the second game, and it's pretty beneficial to grab them. Anyway, what are these things right here? I know I'm going into explanation dump, but this is the first island. These are poison spewers, which are rather annoying. If you stand in poison, you will lose health over time. It does not linger too long after you end up getting away from it. However, there are some enemies in this game that can naturally poison you. It's rather annoying. But how do we get rid of these spawners? Well, there's 2 things you can do for this, actually. You can actually run and jump over this, or you can use our vacuum. Vacuum up all kinds of things. You might even find hidden items, so try using it anywhere that looks promising. Yes. So, if you shake the vacuum... Sure, Chopper. You have to prepare yourself for whatever may happen to us. And with that, we can make poison balls. Not entirely yet. We don't have access to Chopper's area, and you'll find out later that we can't make it for another reason. So... pretty much just shake the Wiimote. That's how you end up using the vacuum, which is... I love the vacuum. It's literally just a bucket with what looks like a hose on the end of it. I love this vacuum. We're going to be using the vacuum a lot later on in the game, so keep that in mind. I lost the rubber fruit. I need that rubber fruit. We're going to be making a lot of Kuwagatas because I'm going to need them in order to get through the islands. And nope, not letting you spawn that stupid thing. Anyway, you can also use the vacuum to get items from far away, as it said, which is very beneficial for collecting things such as bitter grass, which in hindsight I could have done earlier, but I wanted to save everything for, you know, while I was training. So now that we have that, let us convert to points. I don't want to make the vines, so we're going to use the nectar instead, because nectar is very easy to grab. We'll use the frog, too, because we don't need the frog. The frog isn't used for cooking or anything. You know that an item will be useful for development or cooking, because one of the characters will instantly say, hey, I could use that for something the moment you grab it the first time. If not, then it's just an item for collection. Alright, so since Luffy wants to go on an adventure, let's have him go on an adventure. So, let's use his moves. I love Luffy's moves. They're very fun to use. Especially when you have the charge ability like I do. Because normally, that move that I have right now, his Gum Gum Axe, isn't normally charged unless you get it to level 5. Right, so we've got more enemies. Die. There we go. Transforming puppets. Well, they're kind of called mud puppets, Luffy. I hate to tell you this. Alright, so here is one of the bamboo sprouts I was talking about. So I need to cut this down. Why don't we use Zoro? I haven't really used him at all. Let's cut it down. And what item can we make now? So what can we use this for? One of the most important items in the game, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? The fishing rod. I'm gonna make a fishing rod. We'll be hauling them in left and right, even from the deck. Yes, the fishing rod is going to be necessary within the game because what we're going to need to do is we're gonna need to catch fish in order to do things such as repair the jet dial and the rocket horse, as well as make dishes that will allow us to increase our health. So make sure you end up grabbing that bamboo sprout and make the ever so lovely fishing pole. Over time, we'll actually be upgrading it too. Kill it. There we go. Now we're going to be using the lens for something as well, so make sure you do that. You don't need to worry about certain things. I should also clarify, because I did end up saying that if the item isn't useful, then it won't show up. For the first time, it won't show up. However, if you need to know if an item is used inside development, you can end up going into the pause button, which I will do in a second once I end up killing this guy. Okay, oh, dang it. I was hoping that I could use the jet dial. That's not the pause button. Wait, there's somebody else around here? Where are they? What's that mud puppet doing down there? You're lonely. You gonna transform? That'd be nice. I guess not. I guess that mud puppet just wanted to say a mud puppet. Anyway, if you hit this pause button, you go to instructions and then development, you can see the things that we're able to make. So for example, we have the fishing pole, which requires the bamboo sprout, and some vines, 2 of them to be exact. After that, we have the ability to upgrade the amount of line that we're going to have on our fishing pole, as well as the strength of our fishing pole. Here's the Kuwagata. Here's something that's going to be necessary later. We'll get this available come the second island, which is something we need to make. Here is the rocking horse for the jet dial, and here's the impact dial for Usopp, and here's our palette upgrade. As you can see, if you hit the C button, you could also check what other material you have. So in this case, for the palette upgrade, mud that's easy to work with. That is known as clay in this game. So, let's grab some of the things, and so much plot dump before I get to the boss. So, here's a stone that actually explains the history of this island.